to another live stream watch along reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to Guatemala versus Jamaica in the 2023 CONCACAF Gold Cup quarterfinals. We got Jamaica versus Guatemala. Guatemala contra Jamaica en la cuartos de final de la Copa Oro. Guatemala, of course, won Group D. Jamaica, runners-up in Group A. Guatemala, shockingly, won their group. But Jamaica were very close to winning Group A. Just 30 seconds separated them from a second-place finish and a first-place finish, because if they didn't give up that goal to Brandon Vasquez, they would have won the group. Guatemala found a way, though. Sadly, I'm not a manager yet, but good afternoon to you. I probably would be better than some other yokels, but, you know, that's not where we are. Hello, around the U.S. women's national team, this kind of moving the ball is basically like Wales, but are playing well defensively. So you're saying they're slow moving the ball forward, but they're defensively well. Well, that's more beatable than they've been for years. So I didn't say that U.S. women's national team. I think probably semifinals at best. No, struggle win. They look like crap. They look like crap. Lineups are as follows. For Guatemala, in goal, Hagen. The back four, Aaron Herrera, Jose Pinto, Samaoya, Ardon. The midfield two, Marlon Sequen and Oscar Castellanos. The midfield three, Carlos Maja, Altan, Nathaniel Mendez-Lang, and Rubio Rubin up top for Guatemala. For Jamaica, in goal, Andre Blake. The back four, Javane Brown, Damian Lowe, Deshaun Bernard, and Amari Bell. The midfield four, Damari Gray, Samuel Latibaudiere, Kevin Lambert, Leon Bailey. The front two, Bobby Reed and Mikel Antonio. That's what we got. Yeah, but that Costa Rica team still. Chamorro showed off, I got to admit. He did show well. It wasn't a Navas type showing, but he did show well. But I will say, you spell Wales, it's W-A-L-E-S. W-A-L-E-S, but okay. It was like, well, I was like, oh yeah, they're playing Wales. That should have connected. Yeah, they refused to break down like Mexico did, but I wish they would. I don't think they will. Gattuso would be a nice pickup. As I said, the people that I want for Toronto that I'd be happy with, whether they're Italian or not Italian, would be Cannavaro or Gattuso. Sarri's not leaving Lazio. I still would want Maurizio Sarri. And then, of course, the three, I want Bobby Smirniotis, Robin Fraser, or, I said, yeah, Terry ain't it. Bobby Smirniotis or Robin Fraser, or Vanny comes back home, but, you know. So there's really just four. And the two long shots of Vanny and Sarri. How we doing, Rory? Yeah, I doubted Ottawa too, but good for them. Congrats, Mile High. Yep, congrats to the Rapids on their first win. Hey, at least it was just a bruise, you know? Thankfully, nothing bad happened. How we doing, Josue? Game's about to start. Guatemala, Jamaica, we're ready to go. Oh, yeah. No, they're going to lose. Hard time? If hard time means that Mexico's going to lose, yeah, for sure. Jamaica won't play very defensive football like Costa Rica, but they have a good defense. They have a good midfield, and they have a threatening forward line. Like, Jamaica has a threatening forward line. Like, Mexico ain't beating Jamaica. Okay. Jamaica actually has the goals they could score. Mexico ain't scored nothing besides a penalty and a tap-in. And they really shouldn't have scored that tap-in, but okay. And besides, Jamaica could win a shootout anyway, because even then, Mexico's offensive power is not there. Henry Martin is still a tronco. Santi Jimenez is just not kicked on yet. I would hope, if for Mexico's sake, he needs to kick on for the next match. Martin's a tronco. Their forward line sucks. Orbelin Pineda's a joke. Antuna is even more of a joke. They don't have Quinones yet. Jamaica has the better forwards. They have a good midfield. They could win the midfield battle, and Andre Blake's a better goalkeeper than Ochoa. And defensively, I mean, Jamaica could do work. I mean, who knew Deshaun Bernard? Who knew Deshaun Bernard's name before this Gold Cup? Who did? Nobody, not even me. Because I am. But Jamaica, they ain't played an offense like Jamaica's, though. Okay? Let's see what Jamaica does tonight. But they ain't played an offense like Jamaica's. If Jamaica dominates Guatemala, I think the same thing could happen to Mexico. Guatemala is a lot more similar to Mexico than you think. Just less talented and similarly. But they're similar. They're very similar teams. Let's not beat around the bush. They're very similar sides. So, how we doing? I don't think his name is Julian Quinones, though. Game's about to kick off in 3 minutes. Oh, yeah, that's what they were talking about. Jamaica wins 3-0. 3-1. Let's be fair, 3-1. I don't think so, but okay. But again, congratulations to Panama and Mexico on getting through to the semifinals. Commiserations to Qatar and Costa Rica on being eliminated. We're at 6 teams left in Gold Cup contention. At the end of this game, we'll be down to 5. Then at the end of the USA-Canada game, we'll be down to 4. 2 teams will be eliminated today. 2 teams will stay alive. Eric Sanchez, Orbelin Pineda, way too good through the midfield. Let's see who Mexico's played, though. Qatar, Haiti, and Honduras. None of them match up to Jamaica. If Mexico lost to Qatar, Jamaica could do enough defensively and score 2 or 3 goals. Qatar could only score 1. And Jamaica's still going to have chances on the ball, unlike Qatar did after that 1 goal. So. And, I mean, Costa Rica, too. I mean, Costa Rica's crap right now. It's not like Costa Rica's good. Well, let's wait, okay? Quinones will be another Funes Mori. No. Quinones is actually good. Quinones is actually good. Quinones actually could do basically anything by himself. He doesn't need service. He could just play by himself. Like, that's something Mexico's never had. So I agree with Soltero from Give and Go, to be honest. Let's see. Well, you got a USA, Guatemala. They would have had they not fell asleep for 30 seconds. It's not like they blew that game away. It's more like, oh, I don't know. It's 30 seconds. Hagen in goal for Guatemala. Oh, and Guatemala, too. Ardon, Samaoya, Jose Pinto, Aaron Herrera. The midfield 3, Marlon Secan, Altan, Castellanos. The front 3, Mahel Rubin and Mendez Lang for Guatemala. Well, that could be interesting. Guatemala is a little bit too similar. You don't want this to be a blowout. Andre Blake. Midfield 4, Amari Bell, Deshaun Bernard, Damian Lowe, Javane Brown. Latiboudiere, Kevin Lambert, Damari Gray, Leon Bailey, Bobby Reed, and Mikel Antonio up top. Not surprising. Nice. That sounds pretty good. Here we go. At TQL Stadium, the third of 4 quarterfinals. The first one I'm actually covering. Here we go. Well, I did do a little bit of Panama, Qatar, but whatever. And Guatemala's on the ball. Guatemala wearing white, Jamaica wearing yellow. We're on our way. Drew Fisher's the referee. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I don't like that. Mexico still struggled with Costa Rica. So the semifinal versus Mexico will be where Guatemala and Jamaica plays. Come on. So Canada's semifinals, the first semifinal again, of course. Okay. All right, we'll try to make it work. I hate it. Canada plays their semifinal first, and then Mexico plays. They knew what they were doing. Well, okay, Canada or USA, my bad. Guatemala plays like Peru. I see this game going to extra time. If Canada makes the semifinal, they play the first one. That means I have to review both. If the USA makes the semifinal, well, that just means I have to review the Mexico game after I do both live. Double lives and double RSRs? It probably won't happen, but who knows, you know? Who knows? On Wednesday, of course. Who knows? I mean, I want it to happen. I don't know if it will. 2 minutes in. Guatemala holding possession so far. I could see this game going extra time. Let me put it like this. If Jamaica struggles, whenever this game plays Mexico, yes. If Jamaica struggles with Guatemala, they will probably lose to Mexico. If Jamaica dominates Guatemala or beats them 3-1, 3-0, I still believe it could happen. I didn't pick them, but I still believe it could happen. There's got to be an upset somewhere, right? Joke's on you. The upset is Mexico beats Jamaica. That's out for a corner for Jamaica, which not exactly. Well, in the context of this tournament, Jamaica losing to Mexico would be an upset. This year's Gold Cup, that would be an upset. In the context of this year's Gold Cup, it would be an upset. Not mostly, though. In history, no. Free kick. Oh. Blocked there by Guatemala. But in history, no. So that's why I said the joke's on you. The upset is Jamaica loses to Mexico. Because it's not really an upset. It is an upset, technically, but it really isn't. Historically, that just feels like what's normal. So. Even though it's happened before. 2017, ring a bell? Guatemala, if they're going to win, it's going to be their 12th man, not the fans. I believe it. USA winning isn't – Canada winning is an upset. USA beating Panama is what should happen. Canada versus Panama, well, I'd say Panama winning. I don't really know, actually. I could see either one happening if that was the match. I think it's pretty even. Guatemala could pull a Haiti. Don't say that. Don't give me PTSD. What are you doing? 5th minute. Don't do that. So you're saying Jamaica's going to get a 2-0 lead and then Guatemala's going to score 3 unanswered. Don't do that. Jamaica should win today, though. I'm at the 5th minute, and Fought Mob's at the 5th, too. So you're telling me Los Chapines will win this easily? Sure. Canada and Jamaica have virtually no fans at the Gold Cup. This is true. Jamaican fans haven't really showed out, I gotta say. And Canada fans, well, I expected better. Is anybody else? How is Fought Mob at 6 minutes then, if you're 4 minutes ahead of me? Fought Mob should be telling me I'm way behind. Rubio Rubin right at the goalie. Andre Blake, yep. See, now that's where Rory is. Yep. Rubio Rubin right to the goalie. Yep. That was a horrible shot, to be honest. See, yeah, I think you're a bit trolling because. But we got TQL Stadium. Damari Gray plays on to Mikel Antonio. Cleared. If Mexico just get knocked out, hope the fans don't start acting up and throwing a fuss like they go off like a grenade. Oh, you know they will. Oh, you know Mexico fans will go off the rails. 7:28 for me on Fought Mob. And it's 7 minutes for me watching. I can't fast forward the Fox Sports app, so I'm pretty much stuck where I am. Speaking of, I just realized I could watch the All-Star game on the Fox Sports app on Fox Deportes. So I get to see Marcus Stroman pitch an inning during the All-Star game. Stick it up your hind end, Fox 2. Or a certain media group who has a carriage dispute with DirecTV. Stick it where the sun don't shine. And I also have to watch the Gold Cup final on TUDNA because I don't think YouTube TV will be changed to in a week. But, you know, all this was Mexico versus Jamaica. That's on Wednesday. Or whoever wins this game. But preferably it'd be Mexico versus Jamaica because we deserve more. This is true. Which is why I guess one soccer's a thing. Because it's really just a propaganda arm. Because if you're watching, because if TSN had the rights to Canadian soccer, they'd actually tell the truth. They don't want that. No, they want Gareth Wheeler to be a troll. Mikel Antonio loses the ball, gets pushed off of it. Oh, yeah, because Otani got hurt. Right. Okay, yeah, Garrett Cole start for the AL. Didn't Gossman go to the All-Star game? Didn't Kevin Gossman go to the All-Star game? They should let Kevin Gossman start. I said it. Marcus Stroman better start for the NL, but that's just me. Cross in. Panama have been showing up. I could see Mexico and Panama playing in the final. Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I'm down with that. Okay. All right. Slaven Bilic was spotted in the Toronto area. I'll take him as coach at TFC. Let's go. I'll take Bilic. Yeah. He ain't Cannavaro or Gattuso. Probably better than Smirny Otis or Fraser. So you know what? He's in the middle of those. He's probably better than Cannavaro too, but Gattuso, he's probably right up there with Gattuso, to be honest. That is sort of a big name for MLS. Yeah, I could go with it. Because why else would he be in the Toronto area? Right? Why else? So, I would go with it. Slaven Bilic, yeah, I'll go with it. Yeah, I'm good with it. Cross in by Bobby Reed. Headed away. Yeah, I would say so. Pablo Lopez was named as the roster replacement for Kevin Gossman due to Gossman starting on Saturday, so no Gossmans. Of course. Well, at least Jordan Romano went to the All-Star game. Yeah, that's cool. Hopefully he plays this time. Hopefully Vladdy wins the home run derby too. Oh, by the way, yeah, the home run derby's tomorrow night. Let's go. I could watch that on ESPN or ESPN Plus. That's fine. Yeah. 11-17. Gattuso and Chucky Lozano bumped heads a lot. Chucky, I think he felt he was getting yelled at for nothing. Okay, Gattuso's pretty much a general, a drill sergeant. So, of course, I guess Chucky Lozano's soft. Mookie Betts is taking the home run derby. You mean Vladimir Guerrero Jr. You mean Vladdy Jr. You mean Vladdy Jr. Bobby Reed crosses in. Jamaica. Damari Gray crosses over, but Bailey can't get his foot to it. And that's out for a Guatemalan throw in the 13th minute. Jamaica has some really good offensive plays right now, but even when Guatemala's bad, they get 50,000 people to their home games. This is true. Guatemala's got some really big fans. Do you think Mexico would be so much better if they had Corona and Lozano playing? Yeah, if Tecatito and Chucky were playing, they probably would be better in this tournament. They probably would be. If they had Quinones, they'd be much better. If they had I know Quinones isn't completely naturalized yet, but I'm just saying, if they had Corona, Tecatito, Lozano, and Quinones, they probably win this whole thing. They didn't, though. Corona, Dos Equis, and Sol. He's playing in Sevilla. Two players down. One Jamaican player, one Guatemalan. Lambert and Sequen both go down. And technically, wouldn't they be your Canelo of soccer instead of LeBron James of soccer? Or, You'll get 24 next time, and you'll like it. Which isn't bad. They want him, so yes. It seems like the fans want him to be naturalized. And he went to America, so I think certainly, yes. They want him naturalized at Atlas, and even without Coca, they still want him naturalized. And now he's in America, they really want him naturalized. So you know what? I think he's already been accepted. Shot blocked away, to be honest. I think he's already been accepted. And I think he'll be way more accepted than Funes Mori was because Quiñones is actually a good player. Or let me put it like this. Quiñones' play style fits with the national team and club team. Foul! No foul. Referee calls no foul. Trust me, he won't. Jamaica's putting on some really good chances, though. Jamaica's putting on some really good chances. You think they would. Too many empty stadiums with 32 teams. True. Because all the first games of every group stage day were like half empty. Like when there was 2 games at once and then it was like Jamaica versus Trinidad, the stadium was half empty. When it was freaking Haiti versus Qatar, the stadium was half empty. Oh, it would be amazing, yes. He might just be better than Insigne. Jamaica's defense is pretty sus. Maha plays forward. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Headed away. Oof, that was not good. That did not look good, I gotta say. I'll give you that one. That did not look good. I mean, they did clear the danger, but Jesus Lord, that was not good. Nice play by Bobby Reed to take it forward. Lovely. Lovely. Awesome. Good play. Antonio crosses in. Leon Bailey. Back to Bobby Reed. Bobby Reed right to Hagen. Bobby Reed right to Hagen. Jamaica's putting on a lot of chances, though. Let's not be too hasty here, though. Wouldn't it be nice if Toronto had a good owner? True. But I don't have Elon Musk FU money either, so. Jamaica made the Gold Cup final in 15 and 17. So 2 of the last 4 tournaments, they've made the final. Could they make it 3 and 5? You think Drake could step in as the Toronto owner? He would be just as bad. Drake's a cornball. He doesn't even know football. Like, he has the money, but he'd be as stupid as Todd Bowley. So, no. I'd rather have MLSE because they have more money and at least they've somewhat succeeded. Whether it was because of somebody else instead of them, fine, but they've at least succeeded. Drake would just be as stupid as Todd Bowley with less money. So, you know. Hell, Drake's music isn't even good anymore. His last, 3 albums have all sucked. 19th minute throw-in for Guatemala. Hell, all of his last 3 albums have sucked. Well, Fat Joe about that live, so Drake isn't. th minute. No. I don't have DoorDash. I didn't think it would be this bad. No, I did not think it would be this bad. Adam 22 confirmed as the next Toronto FC owner. Oh boy, no. Adam 22, that cornball? That loser? Oh, hell no. He's a punk. He's what's the most PG way I could say it? Simp? No, that doesn't really work. Oh no. What's the most PG way I could say it? Well, Adam 22. What's the most PG way I could say it? Oh yeah, beta. Beta. Adam 22 is a beta. Beta. Who's been the better team? I'd say Jamaica slightly. I'd say Jamaica slightly. Adam 22 going out sad. Ay. Cross in. Oh, almost a scorpion kick, but nothing from low. I'd say Jamaica's been the better team slightly. Beta. No. If you're asking if Adam 22 is from The Walking Dead, no, but he looks like one. He's that no jumper guy. You know what? He actually sort of does look like a zombie. I'm not going to lie. He does look soulless. But I guess that's what happens when 23rd minute. I saw that, yes. #23rd minute. Altan takes it to the corner. It's not the 90th minute. 24th minute. I'm going to take it to the corner like it's the 90th minute, but it's still 0-0 even before the 30th minute. Foul, free kick for Guatemala. That makes absolutely no sense. Oh no, Alex Bono played well against DC. I was sort of happy for him, to be honest. I was sort of happy for him. Okay, now I was happy for him, to be honest. He played well against DC. Or he played well for DC against Dallas. It just sucked. It was the same day as Greg Ronjitsing basically ended his own career. Pretty much. What team would pick up Greg Ronjitsing after that? Like, even after the Cincinnati game and the New England game, I'd be like, okay, you probably could, 25th minute. Over the top. Shot by Guatemala. That's out for a goal kick. But, yeah. After that Orlando game and even RSL, it's really like, who would sign Ranjit Singh ever again? Landon Donovan has no brain. He literally said, Pulisic needs to play in MLS to get more playing time. And I'm like, how's that a good idea? Thoughts on that? Well, I mean, he was saying before 2026, but yeah, it makes no sense because Pulisic would be in his prime by then. At some point, it's got to work in Europe. Now, if he's trying to say it doesn't work at AC Milan, it probably would just be better to go to MLS. I mean, Pulisic's probably done at big clubs if Milan doesn't go well. If it goes well, he may get a move to an even bigger club. Bailey, cross, blocked away. That's a corner. So it depends on how the Milan stint goes. Maybe Landon Donovan's on to something if Milan doesn't work out. And it's really between a team like Leverkusen or Frankfurt or the MLS or Everton in the MLS. It's pretty much equal at that point, I would say, especially before 26. So Leon Bailey with a corner. I don't watch Indian football, to be honest. Cross in. So I have really no thoughts on it. Yeah, he's going to AC Milan, Pulisic. Header. Damari Gray, shot! And it's out for a corner. But the good news is Pulisic's going to have like 4 U.S. teammates and like a couple of former Chelsea teammates on his team with him at AC Milan. So that may be really good for him because they'll have Giroud, Loftus-Cheek. I heard Yunus Musa. They won't keep Dest, but I also heard, was it McKennie or was it Adams? But also Balogun is being bandied around for Milan. So, I mean, Pulisic would feel sort of at home. Cross in. There could be some former Dortmund teammates, too, that I don't know about that he's got there. AC Milan has Leao. How would that work for Pulisic? I've heard that they're going to play Pulisic as a 10, which I think is better for him because when Pulisic plays his best, he's playing more as a 10. He's more cutting in and playing as a 10, especially against Mexico. So I don't think he's a winger out now. I don't think Pulisic that's his best position. I think it's a 10. So Leao's still on the wing. If he stays, Pulisic's a 10. And you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I don't think Pulisic's best position is on the wing. I think he's better as a 10. When he plays his best football, he's better as a 10. Jamaica, that's a foul, 29th minute. Only time permissible he plays left wing is if Rafael Leao was injured. I agree with that. Pioli wanted him. Yep. Hopefully Pulisic sees red when he plays Lozano. In a way, like the Mexico-U.S. games. Not seeing a red card, I mean, that turns Pulisic to like 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes Pulisic play his absolute best. Because for some reason, Pulisic just knows how to play against Mexico. Like, it's wild. Pulisic versus Mexico is just, it's something. I'm not saying he's a bad player other matches, but Leon Bailey headed away by Guatemala. Pulisic versus Mexico, though, is just wild. Streets won't forget Pulisic versus Mexico. Goal for Gotham over the Portland Thorns. Well, they don't have Christine Sinclair, so it is what it is. '30th minute. Jamaica playing forward. because the Canadian roster is already in Australia or down under. Is it Australia or New Zealand? Either way, I think their camp is in New Zealand, actually. But they're already there for the Women's World Cup because they didn't have any send-off matches, which is really weird, to be honest. Tamari Gray, that's blocked away. Oh, wait, Canada's... Oh, yeah, the Canadian soccer's poor, right? That's why. Let's see if that benefits them, because the U.S. is just having a send-off match right now. But even then, the U.S. players aren't playing in NWSL. Yellow card for Jamaica, 31st minute. Deshaun Bernard gets the yellow card. Had a tactical foul there. That's a free kick for Guatemala. Okay, I mean, tactical foul, yes. Card, I'm not so sure, but okay. "32nd minute." Getting to the 32nd minute. Here's Jamaica. Mikel Antonio. Shot blocked away. How do you screw that up? Oof. U.S. women's national team are still tied with Wales. It's crazy. They've had some good chances. Wales are denying everything they do. Okay. Carlson. Saved by Hagen. I mean, I just said the U.S. women's national team is at best going to make the semifinals. At best, will be a semifinalist at the Women's World Cup. I don't think they're going to be anything more. I don't see them getting back to the final. I don't see them winning. It's going to be tough for Canada too, but I'd say Canada is just as much of a shot to get to the final and win the tournament as the U.S. does, if not a little bit better. Jamaica's getting a little bit heady. I'm not going to lie. It's the best Guatemala signing forever. I would agree with that. Play is stopped. This will either be a drop ball or a free kick. Oh, Castellanos got stomped on the balls. Oof, Maron. He got stomped on the balls. Oof, Maron. "33rd minute. Guatemala is knocking on the door. I would agree with that. 33rd minute. They're playing. Both teams have really good chances. I mean, both teams have done what they are trying to get this through. They're doing well. Still checking on them. Looks like Aparicio is getting ready to come on if they have to make a sub. Castellanos is up. And then Canada-US plays next. The final of the four quarterfinals to be played. Mexico and Panama already through. Guatemala and Jamaica are fighting 0-0, 0-0 at this point. Headed away Jamaica did not get it out far enough. Ardon versus Reed. Cleared. Yeah, Guatemala's playing good too. I'd say both sides. Big save by Andre Blake, but he did drop it, but caught it on the bounce. Castellanos comes back on. Well, that was something. Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey still loses the ball. Dear Lord. USA Canada about to be dead AF with all the Guatemalans taking the tickets. When will they learn to hold these games in different venues? Yeah, you got a point. Like, but the group stage, the group stage is in different venues all across the country. But once we get to the quarterfinals, each day has the same venue. It's like they get the idea, the prelims isn't all in the same venue. I'd be okay with Guatemala winning the Gold Cup. Yeah, I mean, me too. I'd rather it be Jamaica if it ain't Canada. But I'd say the 3 teams that I'm most okay with winning the Gold Cup is Canada, Jamaica, Guatemala, then the U.S., then Panama, then Mexico, of teams that are still in. Free kick for Jamaica. I mean, and that's not to say I'd hate Mexico winning the Gold Cup, but they're either playing Canada, USA, or Panama to win it. And they would have just beaten Jamaica or Guatemala, so. Panama hadn't won in a while, or they haven't won a Gold Cup at all. Canada hadn't won in a while, and the USA, well, I always go USA over Mexico. Michael Antonio takes the shot, puts it past the post. Goal for the U.S. Women's national team. Good for them. Who scored? 38th minute. The fact Jamaica doesn't look sharp is a good indicator for Canada. If they were to make the final against Jamaica, and if they were to win, are you saying the USA isn't that much sharper? Yeah, I would agree. Trinity Rodman scored the goal. Okay. Damn good player. I mean, yeah, the USA played the same crap teams Jamaica did in their group. I mean, St. Kitts and Trinidad, just because you score 6 against them doesn't mean you're actually that good. I don't think Jesus Ferreira is going to score a goal against Canada. I don't. Maybe Brandon Vasquez, but USA only tied this Jamaica team. This is true, and they should have lost. So it'd be nice to see Canada pull something off, and I'm hoping for it. I see USA struggling a little with Canada. I mean, I do too. I don't know if that's the hope talking or the my actual future vision talking, but yeah. More people live on my street than St. Kitts. Well, they are in Antilles, 40th minute. This is a powerful Jamaica. Guatemala is literally neck and neck with them. I think it helps that Guatemala's fans have basically taken over Cincinnati. I just hope. Seriously, though, Guatemala's fans have taken over Cincinnati. I'm surprised they haven't blown up all the Skyline chilies in the city. Which, I mean, they should, but it's jokes. It's jokes. But Skyline chili is mid. I mean, seriously. Like, that's not chili. That's tomato soup. That's tomato soup. Like, that's a munja cake version of spaghetti. Oh, because they put it over spaghetti. Right. So it's a munja cake version of spaghetti. A backwoods munja cake version of spaghetti. You got a chili over spaghetti noodles. And then you put cheese over it. Cheddar. Yeah, no. Skyline chili is a front to everybody. Anybody who actually likes chili, because it's soupy. Anybody who actually wants to eat actual spaghetti, so Italians. Yeah. So, I have a point. 41st minute. The Guatemalans still took over Cincinnati. Skyline chili is an affront to everybody. If you love chili and you're a chili cook-off type person, you don't like it. If you're an Italian, it ain't right. Who puts chili over spaghetti? Que schifo. 42nd minute. If you're going to put chili over something, could you put it over fries? Chili cheese fry better. Do you see Mexico struggling with Guatemala just like Jamaica? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, Guatemala junked up the game against Canada too. Trying to draw on a must-win here isn't the right play. But if you get to penalties, though, and Jamaica's got a better offense than that Canada team, I mean, it's going to bite them at some point, right? Before 90 minutes. It's got to. 43rd minute. At least have Rubio Rubin this time. That's my point. Skyline chili puts it over spaghetti. That's a wrong combination in both counts because I do like chili. And, well, you know, Italian food is Italian food. You don't desecrate it. So, in both cases, it's wrong. Put chili, well, besides that, chili is not chili. It's more of a tomato bisque, if we're being honest, with beans in it. It's not a sugo, it's not a chili, it's a soup. Don't do that. Don't do that. Gonna put chili on something, put on fries. Or rice. Or a chili dog, a hot dog. Preferably fries. Preferably fries. Jamaica don't have the short quickness. Yeah, they don't seem too fast today, you know. Yeah. Guatemala's dominating so far. I'd say it's half and half, but Guatemala's had their moments and Jamaica's had their moments. I wouldn't say dominating, but 1 minute to go before stoppage time. Oh, boy. I mean, chili on spaghetti isn't as... If it's actually a chili. If it's actually a chili, like a chili Hormel type thing, it's not as bad as pineapple on pizza, but okay. And without beans, but okay. Yeah, true. I don't really put it on nachos, though. But fries, yeah, I'll go chili cheese fries, especially DQ. DQ's chili cheese fries are the best. I've had some homemade. I've had Homemade, other places as well. Homemade's pretty good. Also, like small hash browns, like cover them with like chili and cheese. That was pretty good too. Like small, like circle hash browns. I said it's not as sacrilegious as pineapple on pizza. Jamaica looked less skillful. Yeah, 3 minutes of stoppage time. They don't look good today. I have to admit, they don't look like their old selves. Or their more recent selves, I should say. This is a little bit of a struggle. I have a point. I think you're right. You have a point. I have to agree with that. Guatemala is still going for a draw, which, you know, hey, go for penalties and win. I mean, it's still got to bottom at some point, but I think Guatemala is sort of, I do agree that Guatemala is sort of like mixing up the game and sort of trying to shithouse their way through. Let's just call it what it is. They're trying to shithouse their way to a draw like they did against Canada, against a team who has a way better offensive side, which Jamaica's put on some offensive chances. So I don't think it's going to work out for Guatemala, but I don't think so. But it's 30 penalties. 90-30 penalties. There we go. 90-30 penalties. Not straight to penalties. That was just the prelims. I still pick Jamaica to win. They're still going to win. I mean, this can't blow up in their face, right? It is football, but still. At some point, they're going to score. At some point, they're going to score. And I don't think Guatemala, unless Rubio Rubin answers back, is going to, unless it was Jamaica answering, I don't think that's going to extra time after they score. Headed away. They're going to find something. That sounds pretty good. Rustic Bakery, A1 Pizza. That sounds pretty good. Like as in top class. Yeah, Rustic Pizza does sound pretty good right now. It does. It does. Probably thin crust from a wood-fired. That does sound pretty good. But if they're trying to catch on, I get it. But if they're trying to catch on and grow, I think at this point with Tena, they have to do what they're doing. I think they don't really have a forward besides Rubio Rubin. They have to do what they're doing. Defensively, they're well drilled. They're in a very well-played defensive group. Of course, they shithouse a bit. They don't really have a forward. They have to do what they're doing. They have to do what they're doing. And again, yes, that suspension did screw over Guatemala, but they have to do what they're doing. It is what it is. Like, I'm not mad about the way they play. If they want to get back up to speed, they have to do what they're doing, and it's working. Fair play. And they were more respectable, but again, if you have to get back up to speed, they have to do what they're doing. And they need a forward besides Rubin. They need somebody to help them. And, well, Mendez Lang isn't really that guy. So it's still sort of a very disjointed team. I mean, Comunicaciones is always in the Champions Cup, to be honest. Like, it's never really not a thing. Like, maybe every so often they're not, like this year. It's going to be half and half, and it might just be a holy war. 2-0. U.S. Women's National Team, Trinity Rodman with a brace. Good. And it's halftime. 0-0. 0-0. Jamaica's had their offensive chances. Guatemala has shithoused their way to a 45-minute draw, but we still got another 45 minutes. That's pretty much the way I see it. I'm not surprised. They were down 8 players. 8 players were suspended. Their main coach, their head coach, was suspended in the press box. I'm not surprised. And Panama's been playing well this year. Panama put out their best 11. Panama was going to win anyway, and then it was like, oh, they have that many players suspended. I didn't completely understand the gravity of the situation there with Qatar before the 11s were shown. But I'm like, oh, they have that many players suspended, that small of a bench, and their head coach is in the press box. Yeah, no, Panama with their best 11 should dominate them, and they did. I thought Panama would dominate them anyway, so I don't think there was any surprise there. Panama's been playing good all year since the turn of the year. They've been playing well. I didn't think there was any surprise on that. Canada, yes. USA, I'd still say 30% chance. I'd still say like Canada has a 30% chance. Panama has a 30% chance against the USA. It isn't a great chance, but they have a chance. They could pull something off. So, they beat Panama in BMO. They beat Panama at the Nations League. They lost away to Panama at World Cup qualifying. So they won 2 out of their last 3 meetings. So if Panama and Canada were to face again, Canada would be the favorite. Let's see. It was 2 out of 3. I could have went back to that, but still. All right. That was the CONCACAF Women's Championship. All right. Let's see. Go back. Open link, new tab. Let's go back to Canada. They'll have their form. Panama. There we go. Let's see if there's any throwback. Okay, so they lost to Panama in Panama. They beat Canada, or Canada beat Panama, and Canada beat Panama and Canada. They drew Panama at the Gold Cup in 2013. So the past 3 games they've played, they won at the Nations League, Canada. Canada beat Panama in Canada. They lost in Panama. So 2 wins out of 3. There you go. And before that, 2013 was the last time they played. But with that being said, take a short break. Talk about the stats at the half. It is 0-0. Settle. How we doing, Ozan? But Canada's won 2 of the last 3. They lost in Panama at the end of World Cup qualifying. They lost their last 2 away games. Lost to Costa Rica away. They lost to Panama away. It's Costa Rica, Jamaica, then Panama. So they beat Jamaica, lost to Panama on the final match day. But they won at home during qualifying to Octo, and they won during the Nations League semis. So then the last time they played before those 3 games was 2020 or 2013. Oh, the rain game was Honduras. That was a slip and slide. I don't think at least I don't remember. At least I don't remember the conditions for the Panama away match like the freaking Honduras one in that Nations League. Oh, I remember that. They lost to a tropical disturbance. They did. Because if you looked at the graphical tropical weather outlook that day, it had a tropical disturbance right over Honduras. That was the rain game. That was the slip and slide game. But with that being said, take a short break at the half. Talk about the stats. Get this one going. 0-0. Settle. And we'll move on. Sit tight. I'll be back. We're back for the stats of the half. 58% possession to 42% possession. 6 shots to 10. 179 accurate passes, 79% to 120, 74%. 9 fouls to 8. 0 offside on either side. 1 corner to 3. 6 shots to 10. 2 shots on goal to 1. Oh, Guatemala has more shots on goal. That's interesting. 226 passes to 162. 79% pass accuracy to 74. 10 throws to 2. 0 yellow cards to 2. 0 red cards to 0. 0-0. Settle was settled. I'd say Jamaica's had a good amount of forward play or chances on, I would say, chances in the final third. They've taken shots. Guatemala's defended very well. Guatemala's had a couple of moments as well. I'd say it's a 50-50. I'd say it's been 50-50 personally. I think Jamaica's been the slightly better team. Guatemala's been tough, playing tough to try to keep this game alive, keep this dream of the Gold Cup alive. But Jamaica, at some point, they will break down Guatemala. I think that's the facts. Guatemala's been resolute defensively, but I think Jamaica's been a bit wasteful, but they've had chances. Andre Blake has made the saves he's need to if he has chances there. This is true. This is true. But I never said Drew Fisher was a good referee. He sucks. He's always sucked. He's always sucked. I don't know what to tell you. Drew Fisher's always sucked as a referee. I don't know what to tell you. But I'd say Guatemala's been more resolute than Jamaica's been wasteful. I'll put it like that. I mean, yeah, but Jamaica don't look like the best team on paper right now. But I can tell you one thing. If Canada makes the final against Jamaica, well, I'll take that as a win, to be honest, with the squad we have. If Canada can make the final against Jamaica, I'll take that as a win. If they win the final, I'm going to celebrate like there's no tomorrow. One, because it's the first trophy I've seen Canada win. Well, I was 2 months old when the Gold Cup was won. But if they win their second Gold Cup, one, the first one I can actually see live. Second of all, after the Nations League, I really want a trophy. Third of all, I did not expect a trophy after those first 2 matches, especially against Jamaica. So if they were to pull it off, it would be some sort of magic that you have to celebrate, to be honest. But then again, that 2000 team, I mean, the last time Canada won the Gold Cup, they got a bit lucky too. So, and that team wasn't that great either. What about goal line tech? There's VAR, but no goal line tech. Ask Jonathan Osorio. This game would be a different game if we had the real ref. That is true because Castellanos got his balls stomped on. Yeah. After the play was done, he did get his balls stomped on, which is a foul. That should be a red card offense. You are right. Even if you're wearing a cup. I don't blame you because you should be proud if they win. You should be proud if they win. What would happen if you lose? I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, okay, there we are. I'd be like, okay. It is what it is. I'd be like, it is what it is. That's what it would be. If we lost, it'd be like, it is what it is. I won't even be as mad as I was during the Nations League final. Like that was a bad chance to piss away. This, Canada loses today, I mean, that's the more likely a situation, to be honest. Like, I still think there's like a 30% chance Canada wins, and I'm still rooting for it. But, I mean, come on. I'm prepared for it to be a loss. Very prepared. Yeah. As they should. As they should. I don't disagree. Miami is interested in Argentine winger who plays for Messi's club, Newell's, where he started Argentina. No. Unlike the Nations League final, I'm not nervous. I mean, deep down, once the final came around, even though I was like, oh, Canada's got the better manager and all that. Like, there was bravado there, but deep down there was like, holy crap, they're in a final for the first time in a while, long time. I'm like, okay, this could go wrong. There was a nervousness there, which, let me just say, if there's a nervousness for me, even me, getting ready to watch a final, it's not going to go my team's way. Because, of course, when TFC, when they played in 2016, I was slightly nervous. They lost on penalties. In 2017, I thought they had it. There was no nervousness. They won. 2019, there was a little bit of nervous for some reason. A little, like, there was a feeling down there in the gut. There was a bit of nervousness, and, well, they lost. The Chivas final, that second leg, there was a bit of nervousness. You know, that Atlanta game, there was no nervous at all. I wasn't surprised they won, but to get to that 19 Cup final. But again, point is, if I feel nervous, it's probably not going in well. Today, it's not a Cup final, but it's kind of like that Atlanta situation where I'm not nervous. It is what it is for Canada. 1-0 Gotham over Portland Thorns halftime. It is what it is. Like, I'm not nervous at all. What'll be will be. The same mentality I had against when Atlanta played, or Toronto played Atlanta in that Eastern Conference final. I was like, and yeah, there was more of a, yeah, we're probably the underdog. It's probably an upset if we win, but I'm not nervous. But it is what it is. And Herdman has a lot of pressure to win against the USA, because if Herdman gets out tactics by Callahan again, then Herdman's going to get even more hate, which honestly people want him gone. You know, I agree. I would have never contemplated it last year, but I think Herdman's taken this team as far as he can. Even if he does win the Gold Cup, I think, I mean, who's going to take the job with an almost broke CSA? But second half is kicked off. But again, I think, sadly, we didn't get Ancelotti. He went to Brazil. But I think Herdman's taking this team as far as he can. Lambert's off for Daniel Johnson for Jamaica. And that's the only sub. That'll be cleared by Andre Blake, and he almost got caught out. But again, yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Herdman, I think he's a big motivator. I think when he could just change everything and just surprise people, be like, oh, I'm going to go 3 back in this match. Oh, I'm going to go 5 back here. I'm going to do this and do that. And he could chop and change and just surprise people tactically. And they were so flexible that it worked out over qualifying and all that. It was like, okay, that's cool, but you can't do that now. You're a known quantity. You can't chop and change just to surprise people. You can't do that no more. And I think that was a little bit of Herdman's big advantage, was he could chop and change and do all this crazy stuff, go into the lab and mix things up, and then they just win. I don't think you could do that no more. and he's still a good motivator, but I think he's also good at motivating the other team because look what he did against Croatia. And then he did it again before playing the USA here. He's like, that's what we want was the USA. I'm like, dude, you didn't learn the last time? Like, why give them bulletin board material? But it's 0-0. 0-0. Again, there's definitely holes in Herdman's game. He can still motivate his players, but he's also motivating the other side. He's talking a lot of shit that he really, arguably, you could say he earned, but I mean, the F Croatia thing, the we want the USA thing, I mean, dude, you didn't learn the first time? After you got smacked by Croatia, you didn't learn the first time? Well, I agree with Herc. I mean, didn't I just say it? Like, there was a time where it's like, yeah, the F Croatia thing in the moment seemed genius. Then they lost. And then he's done it again. And then as soon as they got through the group, he's like, we wanted the USA. I'm like, no. And then my mind flashed back to F Croatia. I'm like, no. How you not know? Like, the last time you did this, they got slapped. Yeah, they took the lead first, but they still got slapped. Like, I mean, wouldn't you wait a bit to do that again? Speaking of, the team just beat you in the Nations League final, which is probably half of why he said it. Like, I know it's a B team, but you got a B team too. This is true. They plateaued as well. Bev Priestman was the one to get him to that next level and win the Olympic gold. Finally win an international trophy or an international tournament. You can't really say trophy, but Bev Priestman was the one to get them to the next level. So again, but here's the unpopular opinion that I don't know what you think, but to me personally, I think Zambrano would have got Canada to the same level Herdman did. They would have qualified for 22 under Zambrano. I think Zambrano got railroaded, to be honest. I don't think Canada needed Herdman as much as, even when Herdman was going on the run with them, I thought Zambrano would have qualified Canada to the World Cup. I think Zambrano got railroaded, to be honest. That's just me. Maybe you could say Herdman was better at recruiting dual nationals, and that's probably what it was. But I think Eustachio, if Canada's program still grow, they would have still got Eustachio and guys like that. I don't think that was a Herdman thing. But whatever. Yeah, I could see it. So, again, but yeah, true. I mean, Herdman even plateaued with a women's team, so this is just par for the course. I still think Zambrano would have done the same that Herdman did. They would have still went to the World Cup. I think Zambrano got railroaded because the CSA wanted to be Carney and crony, so that's just me. And rightfully so. Zambrano hates the CSA now and pretty much just craps on them any chance he gets, which I don't blame him. Jamaica score. Let's see. Damari Gray. Still. To Daniel Johnson. The Fox Sports app's a little bit behind. Damari Gray. Into Amari Bell. Goal. Jamaica. Amari Bell scores for Jamaica. It's 1-0. The ball played in by Damari Gray. Gets an assist with Amari Bell. Beautiful goal. I need to see that, though. Jamaica scored Amari Bell. I don't know. Okay, no, he's onside. He's in front of the... Okay, yeah, he's on. Amari Bell. Nobody had him. He just walks in there. It's like nobody's got him. He just walks in there and just puts it in near post. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. It's Amari Gray with a perfect pass. Amari Bell just sneaks in there. Nobody sees him. And by the time he saw, He's already got the ball off and in. That's amazing. Amazing. And Jamaica's got the lead in the 51st minute. But you got to say, I mean, that's heads up by Amari Bell just to get in there and not even be seen. Just to figure it out. Perfect. I think Jamaica just, I told you Guatemala would break down. I told you Jamaica would find one. Wasn't I right that Jamaica would find one? There you go. There you go. At some point, it was going to break down for Guatemala. I told you. And there it is. Because Amari Bell stayed on side. He's just like, okay, I'm just going to walk in here. You're going to give me all that space. Damari Gray puts on the perfect pass. It's amazing. First ever career goal for the Reggae Boys for Amari Bell. Yes. Speaking of, if Toronto couldn't get Richie Larea, let me see where Amari Bell is playing. Hold on. Luton Town. Shit. Okay, no, we can't get him. I was about to say, I was like, oh, yeah, he just went up with Luton Town. Yeah. What a time to score your first. Yeah, when you finally need to score. I mean, if Luton Town was still in the championship, I mean, you know, we could have done what we did with Richie, but, you know, the dam's going to burst now. Guatemala don't have the quality in them to come back. Hey, at least they have Rubio Rubin, though. Wow. You know, it makes me wonder, though, speaking of Rubio Rubin, you know what? It makes me wonder, is Chicho Arango going to displace Rubio Rubin with Real Salt Lake? Is Rubio Rubin going to be out the door? Because if he is, I got an idea. Speaking of TFC, I got an idea. Rubio Rubin for striker. I don't know. We could trade Io for Rubin. They could try to get Io to be a backup. We got Rubin. Perfect. And they got Chicho as well. And they also got that young kid as well. Diego Luna. Yeah, they got Luna too. I mean, yeah, Rubio Rubin might be out the door. I mean, you know, I'm just saying. He might just be out the door at Real Salt Lake. You go get Chicho Arango, you got Diego Luna showing off. Damn, I mean, he might just be out the door. The amount of Prem players this Jamaica team has, they have to win this whole tournament. This is true. Amari Bell got his goal. He plays on, and that'll be cleared. But Guatemala's getting a bit lackadaisical at the back. As said, the dam is probably going to burst, but they're getting lackadaisical at the back there, which doesn't really surprise me. It's 1-0. Looks like I'll be 3-0 in my quarterfinal predictions at this point. I had Mexico winning. They did. I had Panama winning. They did. I had Jamaica winning. They're winning. I had the USA winning. We'll find out. I'll take an upset and go in 3-1 if that means Canada goes through. There's got to be an upset somewhere, right? That's the one upset I'll be okay with. Cross in. Oh! Nice play. Leon Bailey's on. Ardone trying to defend Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey plays it back. But still in the 18 or near the 18. That's out for a corner for Jamaica. But again, Guatemala looking really ragged once they've allowed that goal. They look like they're about to break down even more. And then Wednesday's both semifinals, and then Sunday's the final. We only have 4 more Gold Cup matches left. Crazy. It's been a fun tournament. It seemed like it just started. Cross in. Headed away. It seems like it just started. It seems like yesterday I was watching USA Jamaica down in Louisville. You know, it feels just like yesterday. It don't feel like it was that long. We do watch longs for any of the Women's World Cup. Some of the times are late AF. Depending on how far Canada gets. Here comes Jamaica or Guatemala, but Maya takes the shot. Jamaica defends it. And Guatemala didn't score now, but the Women's World Cup, if I have... Oh, wait, but here's the problem. Leagues Cup goes on at the same time, and, well, the Women's World Cup time slots are pretty much just the same as the Leagues Cup. So, because the two earliest games are normal evening for us, and then there's, the early morning ones. So, it might just be hard to do anyway. Like, I was thinking it would be like early morning, maybe 12 o'clock. Yeah, no. Like, there might be schedule conflicts anyway of the Leagues Cup, so it's going to be hard. But let me put it like this. If Canada makes the final, or Jamaica, or maybe just any CONCACAF team in general, if I could do the semifinals and finals, if CONCACAF teams are there, I'll think about it. That's pretty much where I am with that. So, 58th minute. Well, I just answered your question, didn't I? I'll put it like this. If any CONCACAF team goes to the semifinals or finals, we'll reassess there. Okay? We'll reassess that there. Especially Canada. But if Canada, USA, Jamaica, they go into the semifinals or final, I'll reassess that as it is. Depending on what Leagues Cup games are that day, because let's remember that there is that. But there's that little problem there. Or Central American Cup and Caribbean Cup, because as that goes on, that starts too. So as Leagues Cup goes on and the Women's World Cup goes on, the Central American Cup and the Caribbean CONCACAF Cup are going to start as well. We've got a lot of stuff to do, and let's be honest, to me personally, I mean, Leagues Cup and Central American Cup and Caribbean Cup are higher on my list. Or that's what I was planning on doing the most of anyway. So, there we go. FIFA's looking at the women's schedule and being like, hey, it's past the international date line, so it's an entirely different day than Leagues Cup. When the whole tournament's basically right up against the Leagues Cup, and that's not how it works because our time zones, I saw the U.S. times is like 7 p.m. Eastern or like 8 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, and like 1 a.m. Eastern. I'm like, oh. I respect the women's game. I did Canada, Sweden during the Olympics. I reviewed that back in 21. I did the She Believes Cup against the USA. I did the women's Olympic qualifiers back in 2020. So, headed on. Ooh. So, there you go. As I said, Portland Thorns. It's not like I'm lost. Want to talk about the U.S. Women's National Team or the Portland Thorns or the Canadian Women's National Team, I'm not lost. If I was lost, then you may be right. I just think Leagues Cup matters more. I just think Leagues Cup and the CONCACAF Central American Caribbean Cup well, matter more besides. I can't do everything. I'm not an octopus. I don't have 8 arms. Well, that doesn't make any sense. There's not like 3 of me. And I don't have like 3 studios. Save. If there was like 3 of me, I'd do it all. But we don't have that. Exactly. Except the past 2 years in the men's game. But yeah, exactly. This game reminds me of France-Germany match. Which one? But, I mean, CONCACAF was like the leading edge of the women's game when it came to U.S. and Canada. Like, they were the leading edge. And Christine Sinclair is the GOAT women's player. Greatest of all time women's player. Goal scoring and just in general. Canada might not ever have the male GOAT, but they certainly have the women's game GOAT. They do. The Euros. I don't know if I watched that one. You mean France, Switzerland? I was like, you mean France, Switzerland? That's a water break. But yeah. But yeah. Like the rest of the not the rest of the country, the rest of the world, the country, the world. Almost said country, world. The rest of the world is catching up to the game for Canada. That is the rest of the world. The rest of the world. The rest of the world, not the country. That makes no sense. Aparicio coming on for Seken. The rest of the countries of the world are catching up to CONCACAF in the women's game. There we go. That makes more sense. See. Then Big So's coming on for Javane Brown. That's the way I should have changed it. The countries of the world are catching up. That was probably the worst time to be like, am I saying what I'm saying? That's like a worst way. That was the worst time to be like, am I saying? I'm not saying what I'm supposed to say. I'm not saying the right word. It's like, oh. Hold on, what? To lose your train of thought, be like, wait. Europeans have women's leagues. Canada doesn't. This is true, but the U.S. does. The rest of the countries of the world are catching up. Canada was there first. Oh, no, there's not. They're trying to start one, but there's not. I don't know why not. Like, they should have had one already. Leon Bailey takes the shot over the bar. I got one soccer. Is that how you're watching? Morning, night, yep. See, here's the thing about the professional women's leagues. They have League One BC and League One Ontario and the PLSQ, and there have been women's teams in the ecosystem of Canada, but they've never been professional. They've been semi-pro. They're trying to start one. It's supposed to be 2024, I think, but that's not really good timing. Makes no sense. Like, is it going to be a CPL? It seems like it's a different company than the CPL anyway. So the CPL promised, or I should say, they wanted to start a women's league, or CSB, but then it was another company, and the USL doesn't have any women's teams in Canada, or NWSL either. I'm surprised with how good Canada's women's team is that they didn't do anything. They have no professional league, and they're just on the planning stages of one. Like, that's just... Most of the Canadians' women's national team players they play in the NWSL. Some of them play for... They actually have a good couple at Chelsea. Jessie Fleming, Ashley Lawrence, Adriana Leon plays for Man United, or at least did. Now I think she's back in the NWSL, but she got loaned back. Portland, right? I agree. Then in that case, I'd be a Toronto fan, but as of now, Portland Thorns in the NWSL until, I don't even know if Toronto's going to get a team in that new league, to be honest. Like, you think MLSE would be like, yeah, we'll start a women's team in the NWSL. Yeah, I mean, we got the Marlies. They had that Toronto Fury, I think. The Toronto Six are there, but that's not MLSE, but they're there in hockey. They used to have a women's hockey team, the MLSE. They don't go for a WNBA team. You think it makes sense that they should. That's interesting. Yeah, they won in 2019. They didn't won in 21. Yeah, that is interesting. Jamaica. Yeah, actually, you're right. That is interesting. Jamaica's winning 1-0, 1-0, 69th minute. But yeah, like, you think MLSE would be like, yeah, we should have a WNBA team. We should have an NWSL team. That wasn't professional. That was semi-pro. That was another one of those semi-pro Canadian leagues that didn't really do anything. Like, Liga MX Femenil started in 2018? It's been around for a while, and the Mexican team still hasn't made the Women's World Cup. The NWSL, hopefully the USA-Canada games like Argentina, France. Do you want me to have a heart attack? Do you want me to have a heart attack? Like, it was fun when you don't care. When I actually care, I don't know if no. I'd rather it be Italy, Australia. Arguably, they're at least on equal footing. I mean, Liga MX Femenil, they got some good teams. They got some good games. Arguably, you could say they may just be a step ahead. Maybe. On some of the team's quality. I think it's a top-heavy league, but they got some talent. They got some talent. They do have some talent. America, Tigres, Chivas, Pachuca's femenil team. I think, wasn't it Monterrey who beat the Thorns a year ago in the International Champions Cup? 70th minute. I mean, yeah, Liga MX Femenil is on the rise. Like, it could quickly become better quality. Like, if not slightly already, it definitely could. It definitely could. No, please, no. If Liga MX Femenil higher quality than the NWSL. Oh, we already answered that. Yep, the Toronto Lynx. Or the Toronto Lady Lynx. Yep, that was. Hard to watch that league, though. I don't think that Canada game is going to be anything like France and Argentina. Exactly, because who would think that? Yeah, good player. Galindo's coming on for Guatemala for Ozan. So that would be 3 subs in 1 window. Lambert and Brown came off for Lambixa and Daniel Johnson. So that was at the half. So 3 subs, 2 windows. Yep. Basically the Alicia Lehman of Liga MX. I thought she was a good player, but now that you put it like that, I could see why you do. Now that you put it like that, I can see why you do. Free kick for Jamaica. I get what you're putting down. I get what you're putting down. I've only paid attention to Teja's game. I haven't really, but I get what you're putting down. Exactly. Like, oh, Lucas Cavallini. I mean, Jason Russell Rowe could be. I guess what? Jesus Ferreira versus Jason Russell Rowe. Free kick for Damari Gray. 73rd minute. Just wide. Yep. Beefcake. 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 There you go. That's fine. Just fine. Fine. Just fine. It's fine. Just fine. How do you not? Think about it. I'm sure you'll figure it out. I believe in you. I believe in you, McFly. I've never seen the USMNT lineup. If I see Aaron Long, Jackson Ewell, or Christian Roldan, I'm going to lose it. Then I'll be happy. Oh, boy. It's not even 8 o'clock and we're going off the rails. Oh, my God. It's not even CONCACAF after dark and we're going off the rails. Oh, Lord. I saw that one coming. 1-0 in the 75th minute. Hello, McFly. Hello. '75th minute. Hello. And it's a $2 super chat full of cake emojis. Thank you. Thank you for the $2 super chat. That super chat looks delicious. That looks delicious. Cross in. Roldan is going to start, my man. Hate to break it to you. So, hey, that's good for me. That's good for me. Hate to break it to you. That's good for me. Lol. Oh, no. That is a lot. '76 minute. Did Stu Holden say something stupid? Yellow card. Did Stu Holden say something stupid? Beta. Roll. No, lol, Roldan. Lol. Let's see if the 11s are out. Yellow card for Ardon, he misses the next match if Guatemala goes through. Was that when he said pie is a cake? Apple pie is some very good pie. Kane loves pie. I love when we go off the rails. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. The sun hadn't even gone down yet. What are we doing? Let's see. The 11s are not out yet. Marco Ortiz, the referee. The sun hadn't even gone down yet. 77th minute. Dangerous free kick position. Jamaica needs to put this away. Can't allow a late equalizer just like with a USMNT. True. And Michael Antonio's off. I don't know if I'd take Michael Antonio off for Shamar. Okay. Over the bar. Shamar is on for Michael Antonio. Jamaica has done enough so far, but right now that might just be what it is. Yep, Shamar for Michael Antonio. It's Wonder Bread that's like cake to the Italians, hence the whole munja cake thing. Pie is pie. This is true. It's Wonder Bread that's like cake to the Italians, hence the whole munja cake thing. Pie is pie. I mean, if you think about it, though, Andre Blake, cross in, Andre Blake, save! Oh, my Andre Blake! Woo-hoo! Man, that man, oh, baby, that was a good save. Oh, my. Oh! What a save. I know he's good, but damn. Woohoo! Amazing. '79th minute. Headed on. 10 minutes to go, or 11 minutes to go plus stoppage time. But Guatemala, they feel a little bit of energy after that. Philadelphia, I'm sorry, but Andre Blake is not coming back. Are you talking about for the next 2 games or the next game? Or are you talking about ever? Jamaica needs to park the whole bus here. Jamaica didn't dominate like I thought they would. I agree with you there. Jamaica didn't dominate like I thought they would. You are right. You are right. Andre Blake has to be on the save of the game moment, of course. Maybe save of the round. Well, we'll see what happens with Dane St. Clair. Why'd they not call in Sawa? You had a chance to make calls in before the knockout round, Canada, and you do not call in Jonathan Sawa. Now that Borjan's been hurt, you do not call in Jonathan Sawa. What foolishness. Early analysis for Jamaica versus Mexico. Jamaica's still holding firm against Guatemala, and it's a very similar matchup, similar type of matchup. I don't see any forward play for Mexico that would challenge Jamaica. I still think Jamaica would win. It might be tight, as tight as this game is, but I still think Jamaica are the favorites. Jamaica has shown well, and if they have a little bit more offensive openings, they would still probably score enough goals. So again, I still think Jamaica is the favorite over Mexico. I still do. At least everything's starting to get better. At least everything came out clean and it's starting to get better. Sorry to hear that. That you had to go through all that, but at least everything's coming out clean and all that. Everything came out clean. Get well soon. 10 more minutes of suffering. I mean, Guatemala's trying to get one back. I gotta say, it may happen. Lopez and Darwin Lom. They're pulling off Maiha for Lopez, and then Mendez Lang for Darwin Lom. Darwin Lom! Yeah, that works. That'll be a good match, yeah. I think it'll be interesting. It'll be the second one on Wednesday. Canada or USA plays Panama first. Does Tena stay or do they let him go? He stays. He stays. They won the group when they shouldn't have. Or nobody expected them to. He stays. Only tiebreaker between the goalkeepers is Guatemala goalkeeper, including Ochoa, because they got 2 clean sheets. I'd say Hagen's better than Ochoa, and Blake's better than Ochoa. So, yeah, I'd say Jamaica's still the favorites. Yes, Darwin Lom. Guatemala isn't doing too bad. I agree. How we doing, Orlando? 83rd minute. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Orlando? I prefer my 27. Jamaica are just darn good. They're winning 1-0. I mean, yeah, they're playing good offensively. They should have scored more, but that's a free kick for Guatemala. Who's winning? Jamaica 1-0, 1-0. They scored in the 51st minute. Corey Burke's coming on for Jamaica. Corey Burke. So they're using their last window for once. Si puede. 83rd minute. This was a good tournament for Guatemala. Yeah, Tena should stay. If you say Tena should go, you're just wrong. If you're just wrong, or you don't understand how much Guatemala's went through. I would. 83rd minute, yes. Almost the 84. Free kick. Either they pulled it back or they were trying to play some trickery. Lopez is the one who actually kicks it. Aaron Herrera was right there. Saved by Blake! Woohoo! 83-47 is where I'm at. Jamaica needs to park the double-decker bus. Talking about the London tour bus. Boom. Talk about the London tour bus. How we doing, HJU? How we doing? Welcome. True. Who's winning the Gold Cup in 2025? I don't know. Let's see who's coming over. Like, I'm not going to make that prediction until we see what countries are coming over. Maybe I'll make an early prediction, and then whoever gets called up. I just hope England loses if they get called over. I just hope England loses. It would be funny to see the Euro snobs lose their minds like, oh, we just got an easy chance to finally bring it home, and then they choke anyway. Leon Bailey is off. Did they print the Y upside down on his shirt? What the? Corey Burke for Leon Bailey. I'd love to see Croatia at the Gold Cup as an invitee. Yeah. Shout out to the OG Rio Babic. Nobody cares. The Copa America is going to be the next big one. Copa America 24, Gold Cup 25. So that's one after the other. But I'd say Argentina wins the Copa America. I'd say Argentina. I'd like to see Canada do it, but they got to pick some up. The Y's upside down. How do you do that? If they bring in France, the tournament's over already. Karim Benzema just dominates the Gold Cup. Because, you know, Mbappe wouldn't be there. They wouldn't let Mbappe go to the Gold Cup. If they do, yeah, no, that's game over. Guatemala did good this Gold Cup, even if they lose. If France comes over to the 2025 Gold Cup and they bring Mbappe, no, it's over before it even started. Like, well, no, they did lose the Euros, but still. I want to hear the English fans chant it's coming home, then they have to swallow their pride when they get smacked out of the Gold Cup. Like, it's fun to see England choke, but especially if it was in the Gold Cup, where they probably think they're not even, ooh, penalty, I think. No? Or is that a goal kick? Burke is down. 86th minute. Let's see. Bobby Reed plays it in. Burke gets brought down. I think that probably went out for a goal kick, but Jose Pinto bodies off Burke. I mean, I could see if it was. Burke is down. Has Brazil ever played the Gold Cup? I think they have. I want Italy, England, Japan, Australia, Argentina, Ecuador. Well, I guess Brazil would be, Argentina, Brazil would probably be the ones we get for CONMEBOL. I don't think that's a question. So CONMEBOL, it's probably going to be Argentina, Brazil. I want Japan, Australia, even though it's going to be Japan, Qatar. You know it will be. I want Italy and England. I want from Africa, Morocco and Senegal. And so that's 2, 4, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, as he should. Yep. No. Italy and England. I need Italy. Come on now. How was TFC yesterday, Ron? I heard they were playing good. Now they're going to have Franco Ibarra. They lost 1-0, but they actually played pretty good yesterday. Sadly, playing good's not enough, as he should be. 88th minute. But with that being said, Jamaica playing forward. It was a goal kick. Corey Burke takes the ball, crosses it over, switches the play. Long ball, and Corey Burke misses it. McGraw's looks solid for Canada. America's lost. I always thought Zach McGraw was going to be amazing for Canada. I've always been a fan of Zach. I have a soft spot for Portland. Ask Rory. But it's only fair. I mean, the Thorns are my NWSL team. I mean, it's only fair, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, Zach is an amazing center back. I knew. Like, he probably is the guy who replaces Vittoria at this point. Thank God it's not Scott Kennedy. Because he pretty much threw his career in a bin after that Nations League final. At least national team-wise as a starter, but still. Good performance for Guatemala, just outmatched by a better quality team. I agree with that. 1 minute to go plus stoppage time. Vamos, Estados Unidos. Yes. That's what you say. Okay. No, they would. Whether it's Benzema the starter or Mbappe, they would make it out. Ooh. Well, to be honest, I'd rather it be Argentina or Uruguay, but. Oh! Getting to the 90th minute. This game has me in such a bad mood. I don't even think I'm going to watch the U.S. game anymore. I'm just going to assume they make it to the semis. And that's how you lose. Man, I would love to see Mbappe lose to a South American team in Gold Cup 2025. That shows how bad his statement about South America is. It's 1-0 Jamaica, 1-0. How about he loses to Argentina again? 4 minutes of stoppage time. Like, just if France came to the Gold Cup, like, people playing Romane Coupe la Maison again, like, I don't even know. Maybe you would. Jesus Lord. So many people. It may be 8. It may be 7 Central. I'm not sure. It may be. I don't think it's 6:30 Central. I think it's probably closer to 7. But that's kind of what happened with the Mexico game. Nice. On FIFA, of course. Now, some UAE club just signed him in real life. Or Messi just being bigger than the club. I mean, Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi are all bigger than PSG. They all are. Like, they're bigger than the club. I legitimately 2 more minutes to go. I legitimately, most players are not bigger than their club, but come on now. That's a penalty. See if they get it. And they don't give it. Goal kick. Let's see if ball don't lie. Let's see if Guatemala gets a late equalizer. Well, they ain't checking it, so foul. Nope. Guatemala, you got to get a late equalizer. You got a ball don't lie this thing. Free kick for Guatemala. 1-0, 1-0. Guatemala just might have got robbed. Well, they haven't won yet. They got 2 minutes. So we going to see Jamaica won, not a pen. Guatemala, bro, damn. Cleared. Oh! 93rd minute. 1 minute to go. Player went down just like a sack of potatoes. I want UAE to beat France. Yeah, I don't think that'll happen, though. 93rd minute. $30 seconds of left in this game. And we'll be down to 5 teams left in Gold Cup contention. Destroyed a Royal New York Cheesecake Blizzard from DQ. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, I'm at 338, 93-38. This will be seconds away. Jamaica looks like they will. Oh. Imagine Mbappe making fun of CONCACAF. And I hope Canada makes him pay. I don't think you'll see that this time. I'm sort of expecting it. If we win, that's great. You might get more reaction out of that than Canada getting their ass kicked. Let's be honest. I better not catch that ref in the streets. And you sound just like Columbus fans last night. And that is not over yet. They're still playing forward, Jamaica. 94-30. Herrera. Full time! It's full time! 1-0 Jamaica. 1-0. Jamaica move on to the Gold Cup semifinals to play Mexico on Wednesday night. They will be in the main event of the evening. U.S. or Canada will play Panama. But we'll find out who does that in a very short bit. I was right about Jamaica winning. $3-0 so far on my quarterfinal predictions. 1 more game to go. I'd say I'm paying more attention, to be honest. I think we're going even more in depth this time on my end, but still, GG's. With that being said, too much quality. Yep, the Reggae Boys got the one win they need. They're playing Mexico. Jamaica plays Mexico in the semifinal at 9:30 Eastern on Wednesday. Canada, United States to play Panama. We'll find out. But with that being said, if you like this stream, like and share, subscribe. You know what it is. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification if you want to subscribe. Send super chats and live streams. Comment on this video. Put us in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll see you in a very short while for USA versus Canada. Live and review. We'll be live for it. Then we'll review the match as it ends, and that'll be up within the hour after it's over. I'll see you for that the fourth quarterfinal, and we'll see who plays Panama. Jamaica will face Mexico in the semifinal on Wednesday. The second semifinal should be interesting. With that being said, I'll see you. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you later. Congratulations, Jamaica. Commiserations, Guatemala. 5 teams left in Gold Cup contention. 1 more to be eliminated. See you later.